Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this breakdown, we're going to take a look at a play-action play that you can find out of the Gun Spread Dbl Flex. And the name of the play is called Play Action Read. So we're going to take a look at it, and what this play is going to allow you to do is beat bump and run man coverage, because there's a couple nice routes that I like that I feel do a pretty good job at attacking that type of coverage. So let's go ahead and hop on the field here and just take a look at the pass routes by default before we get too far into the play. So starting off here, what we want to look at is the receiver here on the far left. And he's this receiver right here, which is going to be the split end. And you'll notice that he runs a post route with an inside release. So he'll cut into the inside right here, and he'll break up the field before heading towards the post. Now, with that said, if you notice with that inside release, that's going to allow him to get off the line of scrimmage without being jammed. So that's pretty nice as far as that pass route goes. And it's certainly a pass route that we'll look to throw to if our opponent plays man coverage. Now, to the inside of him is the play's primary receiver. In the actual passing concept, or if you were to look at it, it's called slot cross. This is what this is right here. What he runs is a crosser from, as you're looking at it, he starts on the left side and works his way towards the right on that crossing route. In years past against man coverage, this slot cross was pretty effective. I'm not saying he's not going to be open, but he's certainly someone you'll want to maybe get a better receiver there who can get open, maybe one of your higher end route runners if you want. I'm not going to do that for this breakdown, but just note that if you have a receiver in there, you might consider doing that, but keep also in mind that that is the play's primary receiver. Now, over here towards your right side in the slot is actually a tight end lined up here. So what he runs more or less is what I like to call a whip route, or you can call it a zigzag, whatever you want to call it. So what he does is he ends up going in here, and he breaks and he whips out towards the sideline over here. And against man coverage, a lot of times, especially if you got an elite tight end, he'll get wide open, and he's certainly another option you can throw to, although he will get jammed at the line of scrimmage. And then to the outside of him, it's going to be the flanker. And what he runs is just a plain old fade route. Now, this route, on occasion, he may end up getting off the line of scrimmage without being jammed. If so, then he's going to be wide open, especially if it's cover zero defense is what we're going to show anyways. And then we'll also run this against a cover two-man defense. But keep in mind that he will get open on occasion. If he's got speed, such as what Hill has here, he's probably going to even get more open. So just, watch for him. And he's certainly a route that we'll look to throw to. Matter of fact, in this breakdown, that's who we'll probably look to throw to first. We'll take that shot deep down the field. And then if he's not open, we'll either hit the tight end, or we may end up looking for the split on that post route. And then in the backfield, the running back really doesn't do anything as far as going out. Obviously, as you look at it, he'll take the play fake from the quarterback, and then he'll end up blocking in this area here. So that's going to give you another blocker. And then also with the play fake, you can screw up a blitz. If your opponent was to run a blitz, then there's a good chance that the defenders, especially if they don't have high awareness as the ones that are blitzing, they'll end up getting confused and they won't even get to the quarterback. And that's what we're hoping on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the play and actually run it. Before we do that, let's go and take a look at the defense that we're going to run this with. And for this one, we're just going to run a cover zero defense out of the dime normal. I believe it's called DB blitz or something like that along that lines. But at any rate, you can see that they're in press coverage as you look at it. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and focus in on, as we run this play, the first receiver we're going to look to throw to is going to be this guy right here, which again is that flanker who runs that fade route where he goes up into this area here and he breaks up the field. That's the first receiver that we want to concentrate on. And one of the things is, as a quarterback, you definitely want to focus in. If you look at the coverage here, you're going to notice that it looks like they're playing two deep coverage. So it looks like you got two safeties. They're going to be playing this two deep coverage. That's what it looks like initially. But as a quarterback, when the ball snapped, then you're going to want to look and see what these guys do as far as, do they go split out wide, or do they end up covering somebody? Does one of the safeties rotate towards the middle? There's a lot of things you got to look at, because initially when I'm looking at this does look like a cover two type coverage here as far as what I'm looking at. So what I want to do right now, I'm not going to do anything as far as any hot routes go. I'm just going to go ahead and run the play. And then, actually I just threw off balance when I threw that, but you can see that he got open. Let's go and run this play one more time. Hopefully you don't get off balance with that. And a lot of times the quarterback, what he'll end up doing is he'll end up rolling out on you what he's supposed to do with this particular play is he's supposed to come over here after the play action and roll over here. And that's kind of what just happened with me. So kind of just bear with it on that play right there. So he's supposed to go over there, and then you'll have that guy wide open. And that's what you're looking for right there. And let's go in instant replay because I want to show that to you as we're going through this play. And look at the instant replay on there. And then if we look over here towards the right side, let's just go ahead and take a look and see what he does here for you. See how he gets off the line of scrimmage without being jammed? If we go ahead and zoom in on him, you can see right there that as you look at it, you'll notice that he doesn't get, lost a little thing there to zoom in, but you can see right there that he doesn't get jammed at the line of scrimmage. We'll go and clear that. Let's go ahead and do this here. And then you can see right there he doesn't get jammed. And that allows him to get off that line of scrimmage where you can get that big play deep down the field, which is what you're seeing there. So that's pretty nice as far as with that goes. And as I told you earlier, as far as reading the coverages, watch these safeties as you're breaking, as your quarterback goes through his examination and all that. Just kind of watch these safeties and make sure they're not playing too deep. If they're playing too deep, then that deep throw down here isn't going to be there. You're not going to be able to make that throw with the quarterback because he's not going to be open if they're playing too deep. Just keep that in mind with this play. All right, so let's go back into it. And let's go ahead and continue on here. So I want to show you the other routes that you can run besides that one. Let's go ahead and focus in on the tight end who's running this route. Again, we talked about the whip route or the zigzag where he breaks out here. That's the one we're going to throw here on this play here. And again, you're just going to look to throw to the outside there and then just get that. So a lot of times he'll be wide open regardless. Now notice he doesn't get jammed because obviously the defensive back is blitzing. But that's another route that you certainly can concentrate on as far as attacking this coverage. If you see a blitzer and you don't feel like you're going to have time to wait to throw deep, then you just go ahead and throw it over there. So that's pretty nice right there with that play. All right, let's go ahead and work the other route I want to show here is the other unbumpable that I feel is at least pretty much always unbumpable. And this is this route over here. We talked about the X receiver or the split end running this route. He's also going to have a route because he takes that inside release. He's going to end up being open as we drop with our quarterbacks. Our quarterback rolls out. Then you're probably going to find him somewhere down here where you can make that throw to him and end up completing it for a nice gain. So just kind of watch out for that. So let's go ahead and do it on this play right here. Let's go ahead and do it. Hopefully just get enough time to do it. And again, I just went off balance with my throw, but of course Mahomes has got such a good arm it doesn't matter. Let's do it one more time. Sometimes it just gets a little bit out of control. There he goes right there. And then if he breaks, you can make that throw in there. It's probably a little bit more of a tighter window than I like. But just keep in mind, he's the other receiver that you can make that throw to. All right, so those are, as far as the reads would go, you notice I never did throw to the slot receiver. I don't feel like the slot receiver gets as open as those other three receivers I just showed. All right, now, one thing you can do is if you want to turn off the play action, which is sometimes I might do that, I'll just go ahead and hot route the running back to go ahead and stay in the pass block to give me an extra pass blocker. And then everything else works the same as far as what this coverage goes, as far as who you're looking to throw to. So let's just go ahead and do this here. And then we're just going to look to throw deep here again. So you get that extra pass blocker in there by leaving the running back in. So that's another option. All right, so that's against that coverage right there was, cover 0. What I want to do here now is just want to go into cover 2 man real quick and just show you the same play again. And then from there we'll go. Let's go back the other way here. And then what I want to do is I want to show it with this as far as attacking cover 2 man with this. And then that's pretty much it as far as this breakdown. So let's go back into this defense here, into the dime normal. Again, we're running this out of dime normal cover 2 man. And the play again is called Gun Spread Dbl Flex play action read. And let's just go in here right now and take a look at this. So here's the press coverage again. You can see out here on the outside, it's press coverage out there on the outside. So with this one, as I mentioned earlier with the quarterback, once that ball snapped, then what you're going to do is you're rolling over here and you're looking down deep and see what happens here. If you see this, then as I said earlier, this receiver down here, as far as this receiver, as he goes deep down the field, isn't going to be open simply because this defender right here is going to take that away. So you're not going to have that option. So then you got to look to throw to somebody else. And the best option really, honestly, against cover 2 man is going to be the tight end. So let's just go ahead and run it. You can throw over there and hit him. And that's a lot of times the best option to throw to against cover 2 man would be him. That'd be the first read you might want to make. And then if you don't want to do that, you can go ahead and look to throw to that split end over there. as he comes across the middle right there. You just got to have enough time to throw it. And that would be the other option right there. Hopefully you get enough time to make that throw. There, obviously I didn't. Let's go ahead and run it one more time. And that's where you can leave that running back in if you feel like you want to cancel the play action. Right there, I'm just not getting enough time to make that throw. Let's go ahead and leave the running back in. Hopefully we'll get enough time to make that throw there. And that's really the best other option would be him to throw to against cover 2 man. So let's go ahead and leave the running back in this time. This will give me a little extra time to throw it. And there we go right there. And that's the other option as far as with that route. Let's go ahead and look at his route real quick in instant replay. So I do want to show that to you. As I mentioned earlier, it's unbumpable. So let's go back over here, which I like those unbumpable routes because it makes it pretty nice as far as attacking these type of covers. See how he doesn't get jammed at the line of scrimmage? So that would be the other option. The only thing I will tell you, just watch and make sure that if your opponent's controlling these safeties, say he's controlling, if you look at it, if he's controlling this safety deep over here, this one right here as you're looking at it, if he's controlling this guy right here on your screen, if he brings him up to try to take that away, then you're not going to be able to make that throw. But like I said, the real best option against cover 2 man, the safest option, and one you're always going to have pretty much open, is going to be the tight end right there. And really all you got to do is just throw the ball into this area here where he'll make that grab. So against cover 2 man, that's really the best option to throw to. But as is, we went ahead and threw it there. So just keep that in mind as you run this play. It's certainly one that you can attack man coverage with and have some options to throw to. So make sure you guys check these plays out. They're pretty nice and effective. This one is that play action read play that I feel is pretty nice. Like I said, over the years, the slot receiver has always been the one that a lot of us look to throw to on the crosser, but it's not always there. And something you might just consider looking to throw some of the other receivers. So also, one other thing I want to point out with this one is that the run play that goes along with it is called the halfback quick base. And you might want to run that along with it to give yourself another, to keep your opponent honest as far as trying to go ahead and defend the pass play. And I guess one other thing I forgot to tell you, with the play action read, if they call pass, so on defense, if they call pass coverage, let's go back in here because I want to show that to you. I was going to get out there in this video, but then I started thinking about this is something else I wanted to mention. So let's go back into this, and we're going to run against this blitz. And by the way, the name of that blitz that I was talking about earlier, as far as the man blitz goes, it's called Mike Dime Blitz. So let's go back in here real quick. And I want to get back on the field here. So let's go back on the field. And this one, I want to show you guys something on defense here if they were to do this. This is kind of the counter to this play. You guys probably already know this, but if you were to go ahead and on defense, go ahead and guess pass or guess play pass or whatever you want to call it by pressing up on the right stick, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to go ahead and press on the right stick. Watch what happens with this blitzing defender right here as he comes off the edge here. I want you guys to watch this. And this is the counter to it. And he almost got it there. He didn't get hit, but he came in pretty clean. So if they were to guess blitz, then there's a good chance that the defense is going to go ahead and get the sack on him as far as taking this away. And unfortunately, that time he didn't get it, but there he got it. That time he got sacked. So at any rate, if you were to hit guess pass play, then there's a good chance you're going to end up getting blitzed or getting sacked with the quarterback. So again, this is that play action replay. Check it out. Nice play to run as far as attacking bump and run man coverage or press coverage for you new school players. Yo school players, it's called bump and run man coverage. I like to call it that. So that's just me. So anyways, check it out.